This is not the world's worst episode of black mob violence that we caught on video, nor is it the world's worst example of a reporter in denial, deceit, and delusion about what she is reporting on. No, when you put these two together, what you get is a ridiculously bad account of what is really happening in that community. And now the ridiculously bad is the norm.
A violent fight over the weekend caught on camera at the Emerald Pines Apartments on 39th Avenue. Christina Garcia is live now in Gulfport with the latest.
Hugh, I'm over here at the Gulfport Police Department where Gulfport Police Chief Leonard Papania says he's had a chance to review that video taken over the weekend. Now, we're going to go ahead and take you to that video right now. It all happened on Sunday. The video comes from somebody who was actually there in the parking lot at Emerald Pines Apartments just off 30th Avenue. And that person shows you what is going on in the parking lot. You can see people punching. You can see people pulling hair as well as using bats to hit each other. Now, Gulfport Police Chief Leonard Papania says what's really alarming is the fact that he says he sees nobody at any point really take any serious action to pull apart people and to actually break up the fights. Only when Gulfport police arrived do the fights actually stop. People disperse the scene, and he says that's why police have not made any arrests in this case, because he says that when police got to this scene, nobody hung around to talk to police about what exactly happened and who was injured. Now he says that it's going to take the management department to really step up. He says that they're really going to have to get with the owners of the property because it is a privately owned property, and he's going to have to talk with them to get them to work on fixing the issues that are there right now. He says that over the years there have been hundreds really of calls to the Gulfport Police Department to come out there. This year alone, there were 91 arrests out there. And Gulfport Police Chief Leonard Papania also tells me that he tried speaking to the managers there, and he says that they have not spoken with him just yet. For now, reporting in Gulfport, Christina Garcia, WLOX.
Okay, so maybe we shouldn't expect too much from the young reporters just out of journalism school, because nobody in journalism school told them they'd have to go into the camera and try to explain things in a way that doesn't make any sense and hope nobody would notice. So first of all, my favorite line in there, she goes, nobody was trying to break up the fight. Hey, that one lady came in with a baseball bat and clubbed the other person. That seemed to break up the fight, didn't it? But then I love the part where she goes, yes, we're going to have to get the sheriff out here to talk to the management company because they're going to have to fix the issues. Okay, so they're going to talk to the apartment owners about fixing the issues. What are they going to say? What are the magical words the sheriff is going to say to the owner in order to get these black people who have been involved in hundreds of violent examples of black mob violence over the last several months? What are the magic words? Please stop. More midnight basketball. Black Lives Matter. You're all victims of white racism, so knock it off. You're all victims of white racism, so go crazy because we understand what you're doing. What are the magic words? What's going to make it stop? I mean, if you're gonna sit there and tell us that there potentially are these magic words, you have to at least deliver a little bit on that promise. And so, no, I don't envy this young reporter having to come out and pretend like she doesn't know anything at all, that this black mob violence in Gulfport is a black thing. She wants to have a career at the big time. That's not how you get to the big time. We understand that. Here's another way. There's another way to at least keep the road to the big time open and not shut it down. Here's an example of a mass shooting down in Rankin, Mississippi, not that far from Gulfport. This is a mass shooting. One black guy shoots 3 black people. Let's see how they handle that.
3 siblings were shot, 2 of them killed in Rankin County. 16 WAPT's Jennifer Lott joins us live just outside of Richland with the details. Good morning, Jennifer.
Allie. We're on the 400 block of Ebenezer Road, and this house behind me appears to have caution tape wrapped around the porch. But because there isn't a clear address posted here, we don't know for sure that this is the house where the shooting happened. But what we do know for sure is that there were 3 people shot in a house on this road last night. The sheriff's department says 2 brothers and their sister were playing Uno with a neighbor. Investigators say the neighbor got mad and shot the teens with a rifle. The girl died on the scene, and 1 brother died at the hospital. Authorities say the brother who survived is expected to recover. Multiple law enforcement agencies were called out here, including a special response team. They forced their way into the house and arrested 23-year-old Farino Harris.
It's a tragedy, especially here in Rankin County, where we've had very few violent crimes like this. All these the victims knew the suspect. We don't know what set this off or what caused it.
Deputies say Harris is in custody and is expected to see a judge this morning. District Attorney Guess is expected to hold a press conference this morning at 10 to address this shooting as well.
So if you read the newspapers or watch the TV, you know for sure 100% that mass shootings is a white thing. Guess you didn't read that one article in the New York Times where they buried it way down in the middle of a very long article that, oh yeah, we forgot to mention this, 70-75% of mass shootings in this country are black. 70 to 75% of mass shootings are black people. Capiche? That's a mass shooting we just saw here. That's 3 people were shot, 2 were dead. Every night we see this, every night. Whether it's in a little backwater town in Mississippi or Chicago or Cleveland or Cincinnati or Baltimore or Chicago or Philadelphia, St. Louis. I mean, this is the magical mystery tour. Memphis, New Orleans, Houston. Mass shootings happening every day in this country. Every day. Yet we can't get a reporter to acknowledge that. We can't get a talking head to acknowledge that. I mean, we talk about, all of a sudden, we're talking about classroom violence, how we stop it. Look, if you're a student in America today, you are much more likely to be harmed if you're a white student in a black school or a white student going to school with black people than you are with some crazed white kid who should be on meds, who should be in jail, bringing a gun to school and shooting everybody. That's another fact of life, much like the mass shooters are black fact of life, that everybody wants to wish away, everybody wants to hope nobody notices, everybody wants to call somebody a name if they bring it out. That doesn't change it. That just emphasizes it. They're talking about mass shooters. They're talking about large-scale episodes of black mob violence so wildly out of proportion. Well, that does make the black kids angry.